So the entry here is just right below this point. You can see it. You tap in, take your buy, right? Have your good SL, then target is high. That's if it's something like this. The SL should be just below here. So Obiora, do you know how to analyze the market, right? Do you know? Do you know how to
Yeah, I'm
backtest?
trying to.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. That's nice. That's nice. So which
Yeah,
pair do you normally trade?
I'm learning.
All right. Which pair do you normally
I do
trade?
trade.
So
Uh, I do trade JPY and
USDJPY.
and yeah, I took some trade on US JPY and JPY and then US oil
Oh,
and
US.
US tax.
All right, all right, all right. You know what? Let's look into your stats. Let's analyze and see what your stats can look like today. Let's just look into
Yeah,
it. So now on the daily time frame, the stats have been trading crazy. This is what I call this an inclined price trap. Yeah, it's an inclined price trap. Price has been within this area for like the longest time. It hasn't broken. Now, when I see something like this, there was a time I saw something like this. That was like I've cleared all these things. But if I go to, I think that should be March 2025 or thereabouts. Yeah. But there's no need going to that one first. I think this is it. Is this it? February 2025. I think this is it. Something similar. But this one is like inclined angle. Yeah, it broke below. So excellent. So what you're looking at here is in most times this kind of move breaks upward. Like most times here, it breaks upward. Then of course starts buying. Now if you check area, this thing has swept now. Okay. Well, that's what daily time frame is telling us anyway. Now let's go down to for us. Let's see what this market can do today. Right. So it's clearly a downtrend, right? So for me, for me, I have let me change this color to something, say red, right? I have a support that was broken, right? You know, when doing proper price action analysis, you you merge so many things. So I'm merging things I know that will add as a confluence on this particular trade now. So I'm analyzing US 30 with you. What I'm expecting US 30 to do today, right? So this is support. Support was broken, and of course it's coming back for to retest. This is pure break and retest, right? And on this same break and retest is an imbalance. Yeah. Some things I used to trade are imbalances like the fair value gap, which I know that giving the market a chance or a while, yeah, it would tap into it. So I would mark out this FVG. That's one. Now the question is, has the market respected this FVG? Yes. Yeah. But it hasn't done a full retest yet. So I know, yeah, that given this market time, it will still want to come back into this zone to continue selling. So my target is just to target the low of yesterday's low, which is this point, or Sunday's low, which is this point. Either of the case. Yeah. So another question: Are you a swing trader? You who trades for long or an intraday? Like your trades close within a day? Hope you're
Well,
Hassan.
I hold trades for like one day,
Oh,
for some hours.
okay, that's really nice. That's really nice.
Mm.
So now in that case, I would will break down this chart to like 15 minutes so that I can get a perfect entry for our sell today. So I've gotten this. I'm expecting this area is
Um,
my area of interest. So the next thing I will use is my Fibonacci, right? So if I'm to use my Fibonacci, this is my last
and you are
major.
expecting it to go up.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to come up so that it can sell. I understand it.
You are
Because
expecting it to go up or down.
I want it to sell, but I'm looking for an entry above where the market will get to now sell. Get. So what next? I'll use my Fibonacci. But before that, I'm already seeing a low. Let me use this. I think this should be um better. I'm already seeing a low, bar, a high. Let me see if I can draw it. Yeah. This is a low, this is a high, right? Low, high. This is my next low. This is like what's it called? Um you can say okay, this is another low. This is like a higher low, still a a lower high, right? You can say we got another higher low, but still lower high. So what is consistent here are the highs are lower, 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 right? Then of course we now got a major low that broke this low here. You understand? So now what I'm expecting is the market to come into this zone so I can sell. Are you getting it? So that's what I am looking at or expecting here. So the goal now is to break down this market till I get something like that. Wait, I got nice to break down this market till I get something like that. So let me clear everything. All right. So now let me use my Fibonacci. So the last visible high, the high that gave rise to this low is this very high, or I can use this one. So we use two of them to see what they can give us. We have this from this to this. Now, this is interesting now. If you have to use this one now, you are seeing something here. Now the rule is, let me delete this thing so it will
Open
stop
the line.
blocking us.
Good.
Okay, you can mute yourself if you're talking to someone, right? So now if I'm to work with this high and this low, right? The market has got into my premium zone for selling, right? Premium zone is areas above 50%. What am I doing now? My premium zone is area above 50%, right? So the market has gone into my premium zone, 50% and above, right? And it has even tapped on my 61.8. That's it tapped into this 61.8 and started selling, which of course also respects the FVG right here, right? And it's selling. It's already rejecting. So I'm getting some confirmations. So the next thing, I'll go down to a lower time frame. Remember, what you're looking for is a very good entry. I'll go down to 1 hour. Okay, what is 1 hour showing me? 1 hour is showing me something like 1 hour is showing me something like a low-key uptrend. right? I'm seeing a low, I'm seeing a high, I'm seeing a higher low, and I'm seeing a high that was broken. So I like what I'm seeing because I expect the market to go up, right? I expect the market to go up, and of course, it's moving up, right? So that is nice. The next thing is um hmm. Then 15 minutes. So what I want for these 15 minutes is for the market to everything has been respected here. Hmm, want this. This one has been respected too. Okay. I think the highest thing I might get here is if the market can, it will stretch towards this area. The market can to stretch towards this area. So I'll simply observe. If the market gets back into this zone, I'll just aggressively sell. Right. But it's getting back here will be quite difficult. In fact, I might decide to use this area as my sell point because I'm seeing this candle here. This candle right here is a good is a pin bar. Is it gravestone or pin bar? I think it's a gravestone doji that signals a very strong sell. Yeah. Gravestone doji means that it has a long upper wick and a very short body, and of course a very tiny lower wick. So whenever I see this in an area of, so this point would have been a very good sell point, right? So whenever I see this in an area, in fact, you know what, I've seen our entry. Our entry is right here. Yep, this is it for, in fact, for US debts. Let me enter the trade myself as well. This still push up. And I'm blocking that, but um, see, see, right. Okay, so that's where we are. I just entered it on all of my accounts now. All right. So now the question is, uh, now these US debts. Now I've seen an entry. Why did I choose it? This is another block, right? This is another block. So if I'm to take a sell, I sold when it was here. I sell, of course, my sell is above this. My target is way down here. Just this zone here. That's what I'm targeting. For this, that's what I'm targeting. All right. This is what I'm targeting, and that is it, basically. So we've gotten a zone, right? Now I was talking about this pin bar here. Now let me show you something similar on gold that we are trading now. Gold, we entered gold because of the same pin bar we saw on, yeah, this is it. Yeah. This one now is what's it called? A gravestone doji bar. Okay, no, this one is like more or less a pin bar, but not really exactly a pin bar. You can see the same similarities, having a long lower wick and of course a lower higher wick. Yeah. So that is what we are expecting of this market at this very, very point, right? So, so that's it. We've aggressively analyzed this in a way that makes sense. Yeah, done that, and that is a good, a very good one. And that is a very good one. So we allow our trades to run regardless. Wait, some line, 3, 8, okay. So that's about it for today, right? So I hope you got something. So remember, for US 30, I'm already on a trade right now. Let's say I entered at this very point, right? So I'm already running on a few profits basically, right? So targeting this zone. So that's my US 30. What I did do on a normal graph. I don't trade US 30 by this time, but we are doing a normal analysis. So that's about that, right? Hope it does. Hope it makes sense. Hope it makes sense. Charts. So that's it about that family. I hope we got value, and I hope we got value. I hope we got value. I hope we got value. So that's it for the morning. All the best, family, and we will. But any question, any question, any question. Let me not just rush into close. Any question? Any question? Okay. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Shoot, 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 shoot. Shoot. Okay.
So let's say in a downtrend
Yeah.
or in an uptrend, or let's say in a downtrend,
Yes.
that an FVG that is above to react, and you see like two FVG. So
Okay.
which one is advisable to go for? Is it to go for the or the one that is closer to you?
Okay. Yeah. Now, if you see three FVGs, right? It's advisable to go for the one at the middle,
Yes.
right? If there are three FVGs, let me say, of course, this is. I'm trying to see if I can get a clear one, two. Trying to see if I can get three where three FVGs line up together. One, two. It's advisable, yeah, to go for the one at the middle. Now, if it's just two FVGs, you can take the one closest to you, right? But allow your SL to cover, just to be on the safer side, allow your SL to cover the high of the second FVG, right? If there are four FVGs, choose the second one that is, like the first second, choose the second, right? Choose the second. So the most important thing is to, in fact, sometimes if you see those three FVGs, do use Fibonacci to get like the half of it. Yeah, if you see four, whatever it is, if you get the average of that move, choose the FVG that lies within that area. So that's why it's always good to, if you see three FVGs, choosing the first one is too early because the market will definitely go hit the one above. Sometimes self sweep even the third one self, you understand? So the safest entry is um what's it called? Safest entry is picking the one uh picking the second one. That's the one at the mid. That's like the safest. If you see five, choose the third one. If you see five FVGs, choose the third one. So that is it's actually about it. All right.
Right.
So, so that's it. That's it. All right, cheap.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So all the best, family. Gets better and cheers.